Hello and welcome to BetterQuest, the show about getting better and holding you accountable. I'm Ben Hanson and I'm joined by Jeff Cork.
Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Really well. This is it, Jeff Cork. New month, new goals. You know the whole routine, baby.
I know the whole routine.
Are you still feeling good? You feeling energized about coming up with new goals? At what point in the month do you start panicking about like, oh crap, new month, I got to come up with some new goal to make myself better for BetterQuest?
It usually comes the day before we have our stream.
Yes.
Before our check-in, and that's when it kind of hits me.
And then it's always just like a lightning bolt eureka moment of course, this is perfect.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. This is perfect. That's always what happens.
And if you're watching this or listening to this, we encourage you to come up with your own personal goal. It's just for the month. Anybody can do anything for a month, right?
Yeah, I think as we've demonstrated with our flawless records, anyone can do anything for a month without fail.
That's right. But come up with your own personal goal and then do it and feel a sense of accomplishment. Or if you're looking for a little more motivation, you can jump in the MinnMax Discord, which you get access to if you support us at any tier on Patreon. There's a whole BetterQuest channel where people have a pinned spread. What am I looking for? A spinner's yarn, a pinned spreadsheet where people have added their goal for the month and details like that. And also just they check in. They have a Monday call, community call to check in. And also just it's a nice place if you don't want to actually call in. Just jump in there and be like, hey, I think I'm going to do this for the month. Here's how it's going so far. It's a very, very friendly corner of the internet. So please check that out. Also, if you support us on Patreon, you can unlock the podcast version of BetterQuest, also the podcast version of all of our interviews and the deepest dives and early access to the MinnMax show and Max spoilers and some longer versions for maybe some very long oral histories that are coming up here at MinnMax. So please look forward to a lot of that stuff. We appreciate the support. Jeff Cork.
Yep. Yes, sir.
Jeff Cork. Last month, I felt bad for being a little cagey and cheeky about like, hey, seems like you have some changes in your life. We can talk about it soon. And that was because you were right on the verge of announcing that you were changing your jobs.
It's true. Yeah. After 14 years of working at GI, I've moved on and it was a difficult decision, but I am very confident that it was the right one for me. Yeah.
14 years. That's like 70% of Juba, I think is what they call it.
Yeah, it's 2 7-year-olds also. If you're
interesting.
Doing the math there.
Yeah, that's fun. Okay. What was peak emotion through the process of leaving a job after 14 years? When did it hit you?
Peak emotion was like, honestly, it was like, I don't tweet very often or whatever, but I, tweeted it just to kind of get it out there. And people were very nice with all their responses. That was really probably the closest I will ever get to attending my own funeral. I guess that's what that is like.
Do you think there's ever going to be a situation where you go back and look at those tweets? Did you favorite any so you can go back if you're ever feeling down just to be like, oh, that's right, people like me. Okay.
No, I didn't favorite. I guess I responded to some and everything. It's just, it's one of those. I was talking to Joe Juba about it too, and he and I both have a similar kind of like somewhat squeamish about that kind of attention.
Right.
I was never really comfortable with it, so it was very nice though. I did like it.
What look. I made a little video montage showing some highlights. So count me out of this, but what message do you think hit you the hardest? Or like which person reaching out do you think was the most emotionally impactful?
Oh, geez. I don't honestly know that I can answer that question.
Yeah.
There was just so many like people that I met over the years that popped in and said, wow, that's a long time. It's great working with you and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
Those old softies, they really know how to write them, don't they?
Yeah, exactly. Those old softies. Yeah, I think it was the I won't get into it. I was going to say something really snarky that would have completely deflated the entire mood here, but I'm being a nice guy today.
So that's nice. What a change of pace. Where'd you go to? Are you working in this dark cave full time or?
Yeah, I'm actually digging out a new crawl space in the home. And the first thing I did is this is actually a load-bearing shelf behind me because otherwise it's liable to collapse on me. So I've lost my little lantern hat. So I'm kind of just feeling my way underneath It's pretty terrible. No, I'm working at. I've made the, I guess, somewhat routine jump from like games press to PR, but I'm not working for a particular company. I'm just working at an indie agency with Lizzie Killian, who I have admired for a really long time. And we're just doing some fun, cool stuff. And it's great to be in like, one of the things that I really like about it is just being challenged to learn new things and develop new skills and everything. But at the same time, a lot of the experience that I had before kind of works in there as well. Which is like being able to kind of look at and say like, oh yeah, this is an interesting story angle. You might want to talk to somebody about, like, if they're interested in doing this, or kind of you're figuring out like one of the things I did today was writing sample interview questions for an upcoming game announcement. So things that they might want to like anticipate people asking.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it was, I could not have imagined a better way to spend my afternoon, because it was just like, I played this game and then I'm like, these are all the questions I have, and I don't have to worry about answering them. And I don't have to worry about transcribing the answers and putting them into anything. It's just like, I'm just asking the questions and having fun with it. So yeah, it's great.
Where do you get your ideas from?
Yep, exactly.
Are you a good sport?
Say something controversial about Crunch, please.
Oh boy. Yeah, just for a weird connection. So it's called 50cc, right?
Yes.
Is it named after Mario Kart?
It is not, actually.
What?
No, it's Roman numerals for Lizzie's name. Like when she was incorporating it, like before she got married.
Yeah.
I asked the same question and she's like, nope, I get that a lot.
Oh, that's funny.
I just needed to call it something, and it ended up being perfect.
Yeah, we want to have Lizzie on Crossfade, or music podcast, at some point coming up soon, because she's great. But just for a fun connection, is Lizzie and 50cc is the reason that I Am 8-Bit ships out a prize every single week to somebody who writes in for the MinnMax show. Like, Lizzie's the one that lined that up. So it's got a fun, nice connection to MinnMax here. So it's nice to see you over there.
Yeah, and I'm learning firsthand. The folks at I Am 8-Bit, they do a lot. It is. They're like always doing something, which is really fun.
I know. That was probably the most, I don't know, uplifting conversation I've had with anybody, just business wise, since starting MinnMax. Was like the first time that we started talking about, like, maybe we could do something together. And I jumped on the call with the founders and just talked about what they want to do and what would work out for them. And it was like just as honest and as pure as, yeah, we just like supporting people that are making cool stuff, and you seem like you're going to create something cool over there at MinnMax, so we'll ship out something for your community every single week. And it's like, wait, business can just be this easy and this cool? Like, this is unbelievable. This is great. But this show is about getting better and having some goals. Your goal last month, Cork, first of all, there was a lingering goal. I don't know if you recall this one from the month before, which was... you were going to bond with your parents. That's
going to be a good boy.
And how did that one shake out?
Yeah, we visited my folks in Arizona, where they live now, and spent a long weekend with them. And I feel that it went as well as it could have been expected.
Now, here's my inside scoop, is we went to a barbecue in Ben Reeves' backyard a little while ago, and your wife had a different version of that story. Yeah. I think it's difficult. I think a lot of it just comes down to, I don't want to get like too into it or anything, but just, there's not like any like huge drama or anything like that. There's no lingering resentment or like trauma that we need to work through or anything like that. I think ultimately it's just the nature of like, everyone's getting older and we live so far apart that I think our relationship just over time has just kind of, it's not bad, but it's not good. It's just kind of like at a certain point you're like, we're not forging new memories. So a lot of it just comes down to like, your brother went to middle school with this guy that I saw a year ago when I still lived in the hometown. You know what I mean? So like, it's in a low idle.
It's in a low idle. Yeah. And it just takes a while for me to get back into the swing of things with that too. You know what I mean? And I think ultimately I just kind of looked at it. I was like, I'm not going to put any pressure on myself here. This is what it is. I can't I can't make it more or less than what it is. You know what I mean?
This seems like a situation where you need the Kool-Aid man to bust through and be like, hey, who wants to play Twister? Like, don't you just need to like force some event to actually get into an interesting groove with them? Or like, I don't know, go kayaking
We
or
went
something?
to a donkey rescue sanctuary.
That is the Kool-Aid man imagination that I was imagining.
Yeah, wandered around and like saw these like rescue donkeys and got to pet a bunch of donkeys and learned about all these different donkeys.
All right,
that's great.
That seems solid. So what are you saying with the conclusion here? Do you feel like you did it? Are you leveling up or not?
I think that I'm going to call this one. I met it in the middle, if that makes any sense. I'll say I failed then. We'll just say I failed, but I feel good about it. I don't feel bad about it.
I'm riding it to the grave.
Yeah. I think that had I in like to like bring up your Kool-Aid man thing, if I had blown through the door like the Kool-Aid man and being like, hey, here I am. I'm your new favorite son again. Yeah. That would have been very strange.
I think to succeed in this, you would have had to have a new emotional moment with your parents, or like give a hug that was 4 times as sincere as the average hug, something along those lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's tough. Yeah. Well, what about your most recent goal then, which was to be better about your health and specifically to lose 10 pounds?
Yeah, I did 8, so I failed that one also.
Oh no!
I know. This is the exact opposite thing that I had wanted to have happened.
Okay, hang on. So what was the process of losing 8 pounds like?
Mostly just I've started going on a morning walk. I did that like the first day that I started this new job.
Yeah. Oh, fun.
And there's like some trails by my house. It's a nice 40-minute romp, and I've been doing that every weekday. And it's very nice. I've reached the point now where I recognize when I lived in Duluth, I would go on a walk to work every day, right? And then you kind of get used to, if you do a walk long enough, like you start to recognize like specific pieces of trash. And I've gotten to that point in this walk. It's a very nice trail, but like someone has thrown their Kleenex away and it's like stuck on this rock. So I recognize that there's like a mitten, a little child's mitten that somebody's put on the end of a stick by the edge of this lake. And I don't wave to it, but I give it an appreciative nod every time I walk by.
A little high five as you go by it every time.
Exactly. I know that there's this really, one of these days I'm going to get a stick and figure out what's going on. But there is a hole that's probably the size of a silver dollar. And it seems like it just goes on forever. And it makes no sense because I've never seen a hole that looks that small and that deep. So I gotta, maybe I might just kiss it, but we'll see.
I can't wait for it just to be like a can of snakes, just some sort of snake volcano.
Oh yeah, undoubtedly that's what's gonna happen. They'll be in my mouth, but
hey, 8 pounds, that's not so shabby.
It's not nothing, but yeah.
And your health overall?
Health overall is good.
Okay.
Yeah. I had all kinds of tests for my liver, and apparently everything's fine. The doctor just it was a very anticlimactic thing at the end where the doctor was just like, oh yeah, I just got to lose some weight. Like, cool. After some genetic screening and an ultrasound, that's the verdict. I mean, I could have just taken my top off. She could have said that. Save us all a lot of money. But,
so do you feel extra motivated to keep losing weight then? Is that...
yeah, definitely. Like through my insurance, there's some kind of like more structured plan where they rah you with a bunch of different people and send you a scale and all this other stuff. So I'm gonna give that a shot.
Cool. That sounds great.
Yeah, it is very cool.
That's really cool, dude.
It's very cool.
We wouldn't understand how cool it is. My goal this last month was to subscribe to newspapers and to read an article every day.
That's right.
So I subscribed to the New York Times, the old, what do they call it? The Iron Maiden? Old Gray
Lady.
The Gray Lady. And then to the Star Tribune here in Minneapolis. So I got the weekly New York Times and then the daily Star Tribune. And I did it. I read an article every day in Star Tribune. First impression, Jeff Cork, is when Sunday would roll around, it was overwhelming. Like the New York Times, all the news that's fit to print indeed. Like that, the Sunday stack is like this. And then the Star Tribune stack is like this. So it's like every Sunday would roll around, I would literally have hundreds and hundreds of pages to go through. And I'm not reading everything. I'm finding like 1 or 2 articles per newspaper. Yeah, Sunday, probably a little bit more than that to go through it. But there's a lot of work being cranked up by these newspapers on a daily basis. It reminds me a little bit of Game Informer. Just the idea that like, these people are busting their heinies and cranking out this physical print that you can get, and just so much of the world's like, yeah, whatever. I guess I just see some tweets every once in a while, but this crap is shipping out.
Yeah. And where else are you going to turn when like there's like a catastrophic event with zombies or aliens? Like they're one of the last pieces of civilization that puts in the headline, like attack, with a photo of the monster.
What else?
Distribute them and put them in newspaper boxes.
What else are you going to see slowly fly by the camera in the opening of the movie? You need this for context. I was amazed by a bunch of things. First of all, this New York Times worked out to like, what is $5 per week, I guess, for that? Or it's like, okay, sure. Star Tribune, they're very proud on their website, like $12 for the first month, $12 for the first month. So I called them up and I was like, hey, I'd like 1 month of Star Tribune, please. The guy's like, yep, no problem. And then I get my first bill and it's for $160 from Star Tribune. And
Those freaking clowns.
It was rough. And so I had to call them 3 different times. And it was this very frustrating thing where they're like, oh yeah, that $12 for the first month, that's just, that's like a special promo. And we actually have a recording of your call and you didn't mention the special promo. It's like, well, no, I didn't know it was a promo. I went back to the site. It just says $12. So it was a lot of arguing over the phone, which is a nightmare. But they eventually gave me my first month for $12. So thanks to customer support on Star Tribune for making me feel just like the stingiest person in the world. And then even like you have to call the New York Times to cancel a subscription. And it was fascinating to hear their pitch where they're like, all right, and why are you unhappy with the newspaper? I'm like, no, it was great. I think it was cool. I just want to do it for a month. I'm like, are you sure you want to cancel? Because those crossword puzzles, they're pretty good. Like they tried 3 different times to bring up how good their crossword puzzles are. I'm like, look, I like crossword puzzles, but this is not enough to keep me subscribed for $5 a week for the New York Times. I'm very sorry.
We've got some phenomenal obits planned. You're going to be blown away when you see these names.
What's going to be in there? Yeah. Big names.
Let's just say if you've seen a movie in the past couple of years, you're going to get a little choked up.
Anyways, so eventually I unsubscribed from that, but it made me think like, man, if I fought this hard to keep every Patreon supporter, MinnMax would probably be doing a lot better instead of just like, oh, you can choose to unsubscribe whenever you want. Whatever.
Hey, real quick, how many issues of the Star Tribune were actually delivered? Did you get all of them?
Yeah, so there was 2 days where they weren't, but that was because apparently I wasn't paying the $160 bill. So it's a weird thing there, but do you get missing issues all the time?
Yeah, that's why we stopped subscribing, was because they would routinely miss. It was like almost every other day we wouldn't get the paper.
Oh, that's so frustrating.
Yeah.
But hey, it turns out being in the know and reading a newspaper every month, like it really did change how I was looking at Minnesota and I guess the news in general. Like it really was helpful to be able to sit down and be like, oh, this wouldn't have been on my radar otherwise. I wouldn't have even clicked on this tweet or probably even seen this tweet. And now I get to actually sit down and soak in the story. And it made me appreciate, especially the local news, like every Minnesota thing. But I mean, as you can imagine, the last month, it has been gearing up for, the George Floyd case with Derek Chauvin. And so that's been a bit of a bummer, bit of an emotional roller coaster to like read about that buildup of them just trying to recruit the jury, and they can't have the jury be aware of any history of racism with the police.
It is, I mean, this is well-trod territory, but good grief. Like anyone who says that they don't know what's going on with something of that magnitude, whether or not you have an opinion one way or the other, but the people that say, never heard of it.
Right.
What? How is that possible?
It's wild. But there's some interesting stories. One of them I really enjoyed in the Star Tribune was there's an article about the new Mighty Ducks show on Disney Plus. And it was so funny because the entire article was just about what a travesty it was that it wasn't shot in Minnesota. And they interviewed like everybody involved in the show's creation, Emilio Estevez, and every interview was just like, what's your problem? Why wasn't this in Minnesota? Like the original 3. And they're like, I don't know, taxes, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So that was fun.
That makes us look good and not at all like a little provincial hick town. That's cool. Good job.
And then there's also this story which was fascinating where it was in, so by Lake Betemakaska here in Minneapolis, there was a giant bell from the USS Minneapolis, which served and fought. Can you say a ship fought? What do you say? Served?
It was around when...
It was around when World War I was going on. And so they had a wheel from this ship and then the bell. And it was owned by the Minneapolis Parks Board. And in 1975, it just disappeared. Somebody stole this World War I ship bell and wheel. Then I think in the early 2000s, it suddenly was revealed, somebody called and let them know that it was at the Minnetonka School here in Minnesota.
What?
And it turns out that whoever stole it, it was relayed through whatever which way and was eventually just donated then to the school. But the part that kills me is then the Minnetonka School is refusing to give it back.
What?
They're like, no, this is ours. The Parks were like, it was very clearly stolen. There's all this documentation that it was here. This was a World War I memorial. And literally the school is using it for at football games. Whenever they score a touchdown, they bang the bell.
What?
And they're refusing to give it back. Can you imagine these pricks?
That's unbelievable.
It's outrageous. Like, there's a lot of things to be outraged about in the news, but that was one that I had to take the newspaper and really flick it around the room.
You know what? I hope a bunch of hornets build a nest under there, and when they ring it really hard, I hope they form the shape of a giant arrow and sting every one of those Minnetonka jerks right in the booty butt.
It'd be nice. But it was fun, leafing through the newspaper every day, and I really had a like holy F moment, and I felt so stupid when I hadn't thought about this, but turning the page and just getting a page full of good old funny pages. Man, like I forgot how important those comics were to me growing up. Like that was a daily or weekly event. It was like reading those funny pages. And it's like, it's a little bit like, just the idea of print in general. It's like, these have still been releasing every day. There's new, extremely mediocre jokes happening every single day. It's crazy.
Yeah. And then like that Spider-Man comic strip, which is like the first 2 panels are recapping what happened in the previous day's comic. Like just glacial pace.
It's perfect. The weird thing is a lot of them are about Zoom calls.
Oh, fun.
If you want to see like Garfield talking about COVID-19, that's your place to be. There is one funny one though, Cork, one that actually cracked me up where I forget which one it was, but it was a school. And then there was a teacher in the front and they had a chalkboard and it said 7 times 3 equals 21. And then one of the kids was raising their hand and he said, quote, "No, I get what you're saying. I'm just wondering if this class could have been an email." Just one email with that equation. Cork, I have the newspapers here. Do you have any funny pages requests where I could read the comedy?
Yeah, let's do a family circus.
All right. Here we go. So Billy, is that the boy's name?
The little blonde boy?
I don't know. He's one of those dopey kids.
The wavy-haired one is Jeffy.
Okay, so it's Jeffy. So he's lying on the ground and the mom's walking out of the kitchen into the living room and Jeffy is crying. And Jeffy says, "I've been crying since you went to answer your phone and now I can't remember why I'm crying."
There you go.
Got any other requests for any humdingers here?
Do they still have Gasoline Alley?
Let's see. Do I see Gasoline Alley? No, but I'll tell you, Jeremy and Zitz is really still up to no good.
Yeah.
Dilbert's been having a field day with this work from home situation, as you could imagine.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. There's F minus seems good. It's just it's a little Farsighty. It's just one big thing. Maybe less Farsighty. So it's a dad And he's looking at his kid out in the yard, and the kid just kind of has his hands on his hips.
Yeah.
And the dad says, "I'm not sure, buddy. I know when I was a kid, I would, quote, go outside and play, but I don't remember what that meant." So there we go, everybody. Hope you enjoyed our little Peanuts corner.
Yeah.
So that's the newspaper. I'm glad I did it, but I think I'm good. But I am going to pay more attention, I think, to Star Tribune Online, because it's definitely a reminder that there's a lot of good folks doing a lot of good work over there.
Yeah.
Jeff, do you want to try taking some calls from the community?
I want nothing more.
Nothing more.
Nothing more.
Crab Palace. Let's try calling up a Crab
Palace.
Palace here. I think that's in Moana. I think there's that whole set piece with it. Hello, Crab Palace.
Hey guys, it's me, Crab Palace.
Hello, welcome,
it's
Crab
Crab
Palace.
Palace.
How's it going?
I'm doing well. It's so exciting to be on here with the Questy boys.
Oh, that's what we go by. You know us, Quest 1 and Quest 2.
The Questy boys.
Yeah, what's your deal, Crab Palace? Where are you from?
I'm from London, England.
Are you there right now?
Yeah.
How's it going over there?
It's all right. We're in a third lockdown, but it's almost over.
Oh, really? Third lockdown? We just kind of had one little one, and now it's just game on over here. I don't know if you're aware of that.
Yeah, I'm a little bit aware. It sounds bad.
Yeah. Hey, how was Watch Dogs Legion for you? Congratulations.
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I did not play it.
Oh.
But maybe I should buy that.
You don't need to. It's fine. Anyways, Crab Palace, thanks for jumping in. How long have you been doing BetterQuest goals?
Since the beginning, really, but I've only passed one of them.
Oh,
but,
really?
Yeah, but it still feels good to try, you know?
Yeah. So you have a goal for April. Do you want to explain what that is?
Yeah, so basically it's to make a little video about song lyrics. And it's going to be called Perfect Lyrics and How to Write Them. And I'm going to analyze a bunch of my favorite song lyrics and sort of distill them down into a few rules and then try and make a song using those rules.
That's a really
So the idea is I'll be
idea.
making the perfect song.
That's amazing. And so are you actually going to be like writing the song too, or is it just going to be text on the screen outlining the theoretical way to write the perfect song?
Yeah, writing the song is the plan.
That's amazing. Do you have any ideas already about like what it takes to make good song lyrics?
I have quite specific taste in song lyrics, which is why I feel like I kind of have the authority to try and do this. But I like sort of storytelling stuff with a bit of sense of humor. Yeah, and just also like really specific and weird song topics. I'm talking about a song about cabbages in the video, a song about seals. Yeah.
That's perfect. Have you made any videos like this before?
So I made a video a couple months ago, which isn't live yet. I'm planning to have a couple of them ready to go before I sort of kick off my channel. That's the kind of plan at the moment. But that one was me trying to impress the Kenny Beats Discord. I don't know if you're familiar with Kenny Beats. He's a music producer with a really big active following of other producers. So I sort of posted one of my beats on their feedback Discord and got absolutely roasted because I'd used these sort of fake auto-generated drums.
Okay.
And yeah, so the video is about me trying to make up for that by impressing them with a really good song.
That sounds very fun. Well, that's
So aside from the quality of the samples, was the beat good though?
I think so. My issue was I told them that I used these sort of AI generated drums. I was worried they'd be able to tell, so I thought I'd be confident and just say, hey, I tried this out. But I don't know if they even listened. They just started roasting me.
If people want to find your finished lyrics essay when that's live, where do you think it's going to be?
I made the channel, which has nothing on it at the moment, but it's youtube.com/crabpalace.
Oh, there we go.
That's me.
And you're feeling good about getting this one done?
I think so. I've recently gone down to 4 days of working a week. So every Wednesday now I have some time to work on creative projects like this.
That's cool.
So hopefully I'll be able to get it done.
Yeah. Well, right on. Thanks so much. Is there anything you want from MinnMax in the future, by the way?
Just more of the same. Keep it up.
All right. Will do, Crab Palace. Thanks so much, bud.
Bye, Questy boys.
Bye, Questy lad.
Bye.
By the way, if you're wondering, why why crab? Why did you call that guy? Or where are these calls coming from? So we just go through and we find interesting goals that people have entered into the spreadsheet, and then we reach out that way. So you can be a caller on this show if you enter a goal, any goal whatsoever. Let's see what this person sounds like. This is old Squiddo Willow, who's a mod.
Since a theme.
Yeah, wait a minute. Hello, Squiddo Willow.
Hey, Hanson, how's it going?
Really good. Thanks for being here, man.
Yeah, of course.
I'm sorry to let you know, you're also on with Jeff Cork.
Apologies.
Oh.
I can mute now.
It'd be nice. Okay, thanks.
Hey, Cork.
Squiddo Willow, thank you for your work in the Discord, man.
Yeah, sure. It's a great community.
Yeah. Any surprises once you're a mod in the Discord?
I guess not. Maybe just I know that Shazira and Adam do a lot, but I think seeing their process, they're pretty dedicated, and so learning from them has been really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're great, and Neil and MJ are great. So shout out to them. So
yeah. Oh, that's great. Well, speaking of learning, you wrote down that you're learning Farsi.
Vale. That means yes.
Okay. Mission accomplished. Level this guy up. Where does this come from? What prompted Farsi?
Well, my wife, who we just got married 2 months ago, she's Persian. So that is the Persian language. And so, yeah, basically, her family, they speak it a lot. And so it was just a thing where it was like, well, it'd be nice to, I mean, they speak English to me, obviously, because I don't know Farsi like they do. But yeah, it was just a thing where it was like, it'd be nice to be able to have a conversation with them. And I think they'd appreciate it too, to be able to, talk to me in their language. So yeah,
that's cool. What are the fun quirks with Farsi? What stands out as surprising about just the way the language is structured or anything like that?
That's a good question. I don't know. It's just hard, I guess. I know how to speak English and Spanish, but yeah, it's nothing like those two, at least for me, as far as, the few simple words that I've been learning. But yeah, it's been great.
Is there a particular sound that you're finding that you've never had to make before?
Yeah, like a kind of sound.
Okay.
Yeah, the word, I think it's fry or to fry something, but it's, and I'm forgetting. It's sorhi, but that sound is I have to really overdo it to the point where I think I sound like an idiot. But yeah, doing it when I hear my wife say it, it's okay, that's, I got it. Then I try it and it does not work. So learning that sound has been really tough.
Yeah. Is your wife falling madly in love with you all over again for this process?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think actually her family too is they, it's a funny thing for them. I think every now and then I'll just say the thing that I learned, and then they just kind of all look at each other this guy over here, he's trying to learn Farsi. So yeah, I think for them especially, they're finding it amusing.
Is it just Persia then? So it's just, is it used in any other countries outside of Iran?
I honestly don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And even as far as it's used there, I'm pretty sure there might be another language that's common in Iran. But yeah, even the word bread, I guess you say it noon, but that's using, my wife explained it to me that's kind of the way you say it with their accent from the region her family's from. Okay. So I think there's a lot of dialects maybe, but I'm just trying to learn the one that her family speaks. So
yeah, that's honestly super cool. Anybody could learn Spanish, but this is a cool specific choice. So congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, hey,
Yeah, they kind of like a weird like side swipe at the fact that he speaks Spanish also. Very cool, Hanson.
I just don't think that's that impressive.
Yeah.
I know a
Try
couple
again.
Spanish words.
No, thank you.
Yeah. Anyways, but congratulations, Squidawillow, and thanks for your hard work with the community.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for taking my call, guys.
All right. Bye.
All right. Bye.
And he drifts off into the night. Let's try out a certain call from Darkfish Days.
Are you kidding me? Is this seriously like a Subnautica theme?
Oh my God. I really had not thought of that. I swear. Hello, Darkfish Days.
Hello, can you hear me?
Oh my gosh, too well. I'll bring it down your volume. I got you. Hey, thanks for calling in.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I always think whenever I see your name pop up in the Discord or when you submit a question for the MinnMax Show podcast, my connection is I always think of one of the first, if not the first episode of Photo Mode Snap. You submitted this picture of Fortnite, of like a car flying over a cliff. And now like that's my little mnemonic to always remember, oh, Darkfish Days, he's the Fortnite guy.
Yeah, I was obsessed with Fortnite for a while. And I don't know, I feel like their replay mode for getting screenshots and just like reviewing your video is actually like pretty impressive.
Yeah. Man, I wish more games would put more of an emphasis on that. I remember it's one of those things that you can quietly be outraged by, but there's so many more important things in gaming even to focus on. But I remember being so mad when Call of Duty Black Ops 4's Blackout Battle Royale launched. They had this whole feature where it archived every game and you could go back and play it back from any angle and like create clips. It was this awesome theater. And then as the game went on, that mode just bogged down more and more and more until eventually it was just like, oh, of course it's unusable. Like no one can actually use that mode that's still like in the prime real estate on the menu. And it's just perplexing to be like, why even try then if it's going to last 2 months barely working and then just be a dead link basically. Anyways, that's not the point, Darkfish Days. You are working on creating a game demo in Dreams?
A very, very small game demo, yeah.
What is it like?
So first of all, I'm really glad to be calling for this goal because I first learned about Game Informer from the Dreams coverage.
Oh, wow.
So it kind of feels like full circle. Until I was really interested in Dreams, then Game Informer, and then I followed you guys to MinnMax, and here I am talking about Dreams.
Yeah. Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So even though I've followed Dreams for a long time, I don't know, because of like some of my own personal creative hangups, I've never been able to really commit. So this month I said, okay, you know what? For 1 month, let me try my best. Like every day when I get home from work, however I'm feeling, I'm just going to spend a couple of hours or an hour and a half in Dreams.
Yeah.
So the goal, I just wanted to have like a little interaction. Like the original thought was, it was always about lighting torches, and it was just 4 torches. We're all kind of programmed as gamers, especially when it comes to torches and like going through a dungeon to light torches. And so then the idea is you'll do a couple of chambers, and by the time you get to this AI character, if you light all the torches, you'll go one direction. But if you go that direction, you end up just back in the chamber with the AI. So then at that point, the gamer is thinking, okay, so what do I do? And then that's hopefully when they realize like, oh, maybe I should let this AI thing douse the fires and see where that takes us.
Yeah.
So
that seems cool. It seems like an interesting angle there. Cool. Well, congratulations on making something happen in Dreams. I'm glad that I think a lot of people were really looking forward to it, but I love that even this long after it released, you're still sticking with it and building stuff. That's awesome.
It does seem weird. Yeah, like a year after the release, it's like, who is just now starting stuff in Dreams? But there's still an audience for it.
Yeah,
So
and I still see so many amazing shots, especially just landscapes and stills that people tweet out that are just amazing. And whenever it comes to PC, that is going to be an amazing resurgence of all this fun stuff.
you know, before I spent all this time working on Dreams, when you mentioned that, you know, when it comes to PC, I just kind of rolled my eyes.
Right.
But after spending 45 hours, I think I would like to use a mouse instead of a controller.
Yeah, I'm sure it's a nightmare to rework their UI for it, but hopefully that gets announced this year. That'd be really exciting. But cool. Yeah. Thank you so much, Darkfish Days. Is there anything you want from MinnMax in the future?
I feel like content has been really good. I really like your short videos. So like that Valheim video and the museum video were really awesome.
Oh, good. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I'd love to create more kind of smaller video essays. I'm thinking about making one about lyrics and like how to create the best song lyrics ever.
That's very smart. I've got some cool tracks for you.
Oh, cool. Yeah, send them my way. Yeah, I'd love to do it. There's still some big projects I want to get out the door. And then there's one video essay I'm really excited about doing that I'm like halfway done with right now, actually. So look forward to that stuff in the future.
Cool. Yeah.
Cool. Thanks so much, Darkfish Days.
Thank you.
Bye.
And it better be DJ Leo Presents Volume 2.
That's all I've got. My video essay is I put a camera on Leo. Our next caller is Whale Mouth. Hello. Wait, no, I'm just kidding. It's it's Nick McKernan. All right, Nick, are you there?
Combo breaker.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, not much. How's it going, man?
Oh, it's going pretty good. How are you guys?
Good. I hear a little fishy tells me that you're interested in finishing line work for a music video.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
So I'm a freelance animator. I'm working on a music video with a buddy from over in Portland, Oregon, and animation takes a long time.
Yeah. What type of animation?
It's 2D, so I animate in Photoshop.
What?
Yeah.
Is that common?
It's getting less common. It's kind of the dinosaur program. Or at least it's kind of becoming it. But I kind of love that it has these limitations to it. Like you have to get really creative with trying to make something super cool. And there are a million things you can do with what you create, like exporting it into different programs and things like that. But as far as like a program to kind of do the majority of the work in, it's kind of it's seen kind of as the like, oh, why do you animate in that program kind of.
Yeah.
So I've got questions for you then. So then is this like an entirely animated video, or are you taking like a performance video and animating stuff on top of it, or taking a performance video and animating the whole thing like a Waking Life type situation?
That's a good question. It's entirely animated. Because there's also some dancing. I shoot a lot of reference footage, so a lot of me on the webcam, doing really absurd, crazy things, or like getting my girlfriend to like take the camera and like film like I don't know the camera doing like 360 crazy like falling through the sky shots and like all this weird stuff. But it is, frame by frame, in that all of it is kind of just looking at what I've shot and trying to turn it into something that looks good.
Okay, important question too. Shut up, Hanson.
Yep.
Is your friend playing in a like punk band, which would be good for you, or are they a jam band?
No, they're like more of a producer / artist. So it's just them right now. And they create this like really wild, it's like very kind of contemporary, like pretty auto-tuned, but like I don't know if you know, it's like a mix between, I don't know if you know, like 100 Gex or let's see, it's kind of like very like dystopian pop music, very kind of like queer, very kind of like I showed it to one of my friends, a music video I'd done for them in the past. I've been like doing 2 music videos for them over the last year. And they had to turn the music off. They were like, they were like 50 years old or something. They were like, I hate this. Like, I can't stand auto-tune. I was like, oh my God.
But their kids will love it.
The kids will love it.
Is there a place people can go to see your work so far?
The music videos I've been working on, that's very sweet. They're not out yet. They should be coming out actually in the next month or two. But I do have a Vimeo. If you just look up my name and then Nick McKernan and then the Vimeo, I should pop up. You'd see some interesting stuff.
Cool. Well, right on. Well, thanks so much and best of luck finishing off the project. Is there anything you'd want from, I always feel like Mall Santa, but is there anything you want from MinnMax in the future?
I've been following you guys for so long, since like 2015.
Oh, wow.
And I love MinnMax.
Thank you.
Big fan. Yeah, I don't know. This is like, you could totally throw this idea in the garbage if it doesn't work, but I don't know. I've been thinking a lot kind of sometimes about how like crazy and toxic a lot of like discourse is right now on like things like the Twitter sphere and stuff, and MinnMax is like very much like counter programming to that. It's like always very kind and very nice. And I was like wondering if there's some kind of avenue for MinnMax to kind of like pacify some of the more aggressive takes.
So
on the internet,
to
like
combatively pacify.
Yeah, I feel like MinnMax, it's like very polar opposite ends of the spectrum, but I feel like the most interesting discussion tends to be like navigating the space between those two ends. And I'm like, maybe there's something there. It's very loose though.
No, I like that idea. Like I was thinking for a while, like, oh, maybe it'd be an interesting show because, you know, I've read thousands and thousands of YouTube comments with my career, and some of them are just stunning how mean they are. And Cork, I feel like we used to do this in the office all the time. Like whenever you click through to that person's profile, it's always like, okay, I think I have a better view. Like I don't need to take this person's
it's like,
opinion
who is
seriously.
This person?
That's exactly. It's like, this is the person I'm supposed to be taking advice from. I would not. Anyways, so I was thinking like, maybe there's something there about just like going down the rabbit hole of the meanest YouTube comments, just to like actually call those people up and just try and like, I don't know, not give them a platform, but just kind of like talk to them and try and understand what they're doing and make them realize it. But then at the same time, when I think about that, it's like, well, then you're just kind of like encouraging people to be dicks in the YouTube comments if you're like even trying
like
to,
who can one up each other. It's such a hard space to try and, because it feels like there is like, it's like, oh, like there is something, but it's also like, so it's like wading through like waters where it's just like jagged, sharp edges, but it's like, oh, there's something here. Like we can learn something from this like terrible like landscape.
Right.
There was some podcast conversations with people who hate me.
Ooh.
And it's fascinating. It was like a content creator who did kind of what you were saying, Hanson, where he just reached out to people that left mean comments and found a surprising amount of them were willing to like, he would read their comments to him and be like, what was going on? Because here's like, I read that and I was in my car and it made me really bummed out.
Yeah.
And it just kind of ruined my day. So what was behind that? And then like the surprisingly poignant conversations from that. And not very many people stick to their guns or like, oh yeah, I wanted you to die and I continue to want that.
Yeah. It's just, you think it's anonymous, you think whatever, they don't understand there's consequences. Anyways, Nick, interesting stuff, and best of luck with the animation.
I really want to
thanks, guys.
All right, be sure to post it when you're done in the BetterQuest channel.
For sure, I will.
All right, cool. Thanks so much, Nick. Take care.
Bye.
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 Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Matters is up next.
Matters?
They really want you to know that matters. So please don't forget that.
Most of my favorite things are made from that.
Hello, Matter.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. It looks like we called you in July.
Yeah.
What?
Jeff, you're saying you don't remember this?
Of course.
Hang on. What was that for?
I think it was for my first BetterQuest month.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, what's your goal this time? Matters.
This time around, I'm kind of extending my last month's goal of gaining another 10 pounds.
So this is really interesting. I saw that on the spreadsheet and I did a double take and I love it. Gaining 10 pounds, which is the opposite of a lot of those goals out there.
Yeah, I have kind of an interesting problem where it's not too uncommon, but my metabolism is nuts, to put it bluntly. I can just eat and eat and eat and eat, and I don't gain any body fat from it. I just burn all of it off.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, no problem. I'm 24 right now.
Okay.
And I'm 6'1".
Oh.
I've always been skinny.
Yeah.
But it's really been the last 6 or so years of my life that I've had a hard time putting on any weight whatsoever.
That's interesting. Have you seen a doctor about it?
Yeah, I actually went to a nutritionist, and I got checked out. I had a ton of blood work done, and basically I'm kind of a medical anomaly. This is the way they put it.
Congratulations.
Yeah. I have fine nutrition. I'm absorbing everything I need to. And I don't have any I don't have like a tapeworm or anything like that.
Congratulations.
It's just, for some reason, my metabolism hasn't been able to shift. It just can't seem to stop working on full blast. And so just a lot of what I eat just completely goes to nothing.
Have you considered powering the Matrix?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Of course. I would love to do that.
Do you get worried about it? I think a lot of people could see this and be like, "Hey, give me what you're having." But it's like, oh, this is weird.
Yeah, like it's a concern because I didn't feel healthy. I was the latter years of my high school, like the time I was in high school, I was that's when I hit my big growth spurt. Mm-hmm. That was quite a while ago now, but basically I was 120 pounds at 6'1".
Wow.
Oh, geez.
And I did not feel well.
Yeah.
I spent most of my time sedentary because I played a lot of games.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I had trouble regulating my own body temperature. So I would get really cold and I would have problems with circulation. Mm-hmm. And it didn't feel right.
Yeah.
But I wanted to make it a point to feel better, feel fuller, and feel healthier, warmer, all of the above, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So last month I made my goal. I went from 130 to actually 150. So I gained 20 pounds in a month instead of just 10.
Nice. Congratulations.
My problem now is 150 has been a kind of plateau for me. I keep bouncing between slightly over 150 down to 145 and back again. So 1 week I'll be 145, 148, and then the next I'll be 152 and just sit there, and then I'll just drop again.
What do you know what a healthy weight is? And this is somebody who's also 6'1" asking you.
Yeah. So when I was 6'1" and 120, I was under the quote unquote healthy body weight. I was considered underweight by a somewhat significant margin. Once I hit the 135 to 140 range, then you're just on the bottom tier of healthy weight. So you're barely on the line there. And my ultimate goal is hitting 180.
Yeah.
And so I need to gain another 30 pounds up from 150. So I'm halfway there, but I need to kind of evolve what I'm doing going forward.
That's interesting. And the nutritionist didn't have any basic advice about I don't know, was it protein shake or anything like that?
Yeah. Basically, I just have to try more muscle intensive exercise. And it's going to be a lot about repetition and consistency. That's really the only advice they could give me. Otherwise, they told me to eat lots and lots of fat-rich foods.
Right.
Not just protein-rich, but fat-rich, because my body fat is pretty low.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that, and I've been combining that with eating more full meals. So lots of full calories. So maybe less instant ramen or kind of like sugary, starchy foods. I try to avoid, because once you eat those, they fill you up and your body can't really do much with it. It's just kind of empty energy.
Right.
And so I need to sustain the constant burn while also eating in surplus with material that my body can actually use. Right.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's an interesting adventure. Best of luck. Be sure to stay healthy.
Yeah.
Consult your doctor, all that fun stuff. Make sure everything's cool. But that's fascinating and so different. But yeah, thanks for calling in. We appreciate it.
Yeah, good luck.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Bye, Matters.
Bye-bye.
We also have other people who have some new goals. Daniel Defcon over there is learning Spanish, and he's new to the BetterQuest community. So hello, Daniel. And Cork,
very interesting, because you think that learning Spanish is one of the best things a person can do.
I think it really elevates your mind. I think that the challenges that Daniel Defcon's putting in front of himself is making him a better person. And I recommend Spanish to everybody.
Not like you're learning Farsi or wasting your time on some garbage like that.
Hey, Cork,
get out of here.
Farsi? I call it Farsi.
Oh, no.
I do call it Farsi.
Hanson.
I call it Farsi.
We'll giggle about this later, but right now, how dare you? How dare you?
Felix, he is working on being able to recognize the 15 most common birds from his region by their call. I love
Oh my God. I love that one.
Isn't that a really good one?
There was a bird was where I grew up, and I would hear its call. It was very distinctive, and I was like, I want to know what that is. I never knew what it was. The end.
Did you you lived on Sesame Street growing up, didn't you?
Yeah, he was saying, Mr. Hooper, Mr. Hooper.
But you couldn't tell what that sound was.
I couldn't tell what kind of bird it was.
It was really tough. Then Tom was is writing a horror novella. Scary. Copy and paste the entire thing in Discord. I dare you. Then Tom was Seth is cutting out Twitter entirely. That's an interesting goal. Rafflepon, his goal was to keep up with his partner's marathon training. And then Donnie Danico, congratulations, finished his novel. Way to go. Phil DeGrave, there's your horror. He's writing 10,000 words in a second novel. And Bob Buell, little Bob Buell,
Bobby Buell,
as Cool Santa once said, he's writing an outline for Metal Gear Solid 2. He's for a video essay that he's working on with that.
I was going to say, boy, I hate to break it to you, buddy.
I'm going to write the greatest sequel you could ever imagine.
Yep.
Anyways, congratulations to everybody who met their goal. Thanks to everybody who is shooting for a new goal. It's so fun to go down that spreadsheet and just have your heart warmed by all the cool things people in this community are doing. Cork, now let's get to the real show. This is where the show begins. I was looking out my sink window. Yeah, my little window in the kitchen this morning. And next to my neighbor's house, out this window, like right on the edge of their house, there was a dead rabbit.
Oh, no.
And it's like an area of their house that they would never really go to. But it's definitely on their side of the property. What is my responsibility for this dead rabbit?
Leave him alone. He's going to make some crows very happy.
So I just have to, every morning when I'm making my oatmeal, just watch this rabbit slowly decay?
It's like that 9 Inch Nails video.
What do you do? I mean, you'd be insane if you went and knocked on the neighbor's door, right, and said, hey, there's a dead rabbit that's like 1.5 feet off of my property. Do you want to take care of it?
Yeah.
Right?
I honestly some animals will find that and take care of it, and they'll be very happy.
Okay. As long as you promise that other animals will be happy about it.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Okay, good. Are you ready for new goals, Cork?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, that was a segment we call Wildlife Corner. Please write in with your Wildlife Corner suggestions. We'll tackle it handily.
Yes.
All right, Cork, new goal for the month of April. What do you got?
This is one that I wanted to bring up last time, but I couldn't because my job transfer had not really taken hold. My goal this next month is to get what I would feel like comfortable doing everything I need to do the job.
Okay.
Which I want to be like, and honestly, part of that just comes down to like training and all that kind of stuff. But I just want to feel like I can handle everything that needs to get done.
Because you feel overwhelmed right now.
I don't think that I feel overwhelmed, but I feel like dumb in a really fun way. Because I'm just like, I don't understand this. This is a new thing, and like lots of like reports and a lot of tools and things like that I've never had to learn before.
Yeah. And
I can like refer to my notes, but I want to be able to just kind of go on autopilot for a lot of this stuff and just feel like way more confident about it. Like I feel good about it, but I don't feel like confident yet. And that's what I'm hoping for.
Okay, so shooting for confidence at job.
Yes.
That's interesting. So, I mean, you're going to have to go above and beyond. Like, what do you think it's going to be? It's just a matter of you Googling how to PR more often?
Yeah, that's probably it, I think.
But like, how do you do that?
Like, how do you quantify that?
Well, not quantify it, I guess, just like if you wanted to boost your own abilities here, like what's the path to do that?
I've been asking a lot of questions and just paying attention and trying stuff. And I've got like, one of the things that I was really happy about is like, when I talked to people that I was leaving, I've got a lot of friends and people that I've met through work over the years that are in PR. And overwhelmingly the sentiment was, oh God, if you ever have any questions, reach out.
Right.
So I think I might put that into my goal too, is just to reach out to some of those people to make sure that those relationships are still there and to like tap into the support network that I have, which I have a tendency not to do that. So
yeah, that's a great one. That sounds fun. Yeah, maybe that's a cleaner goal, is just the reaching out thing. But look, we'll bundle it all together. It's one big happy.
Hey, one quick wildlife update also. On my walk, it was still pre-dawn one morning. The big old barn owl swooped down a few feet above my head.
Oh no. And he was trying to rip your beard off because it thought it was wildlife?
He says, this is a consolidated clump of trash. I could build a nest out of that, which is what I probably do as an owl. I don't know how I live.
I'm waiting for a little owl's head to emerge out of your beard.
Yep, that would be pretty good.
Who's eating pizza? Hey, so my goal this month is eating pizza, actually.
Oh, very cool.
I'm trying to alternate between physical and mental. And so this is a physical one, but I've been doing a good job about keeping up a lot of my previous goals and keeping them concurrent. Like, I still meditate before shows. I've been doing, squats and weird jumping jacks and exercises every day. And like, I have a whole physical exercise routine thing, and I'm still lifting weights and stuff. And that feels good. And I'm very happy with it. But for my physical thing that I'm adding on this month now is my stomach does not do well, doesn't handle things well. By things, I mean anything north of water, and even sometimes water is iffy. Yeah. What's that? Would you say?
Oh, no. I'm just agreeing with you. I think we all do when you would grab your butt and run to the bathroom saying, oh no, mud.
It's very Johnny Sasaki from Metal Gear. Yeah.
It was not great.
Yeah. So anyways, this month I'm cutting out cheese.
Oh.
And I'm cutting out spicy food.
Okay.
Spiciness.
So
hot
pepper
sauce.
Jack out of the question.
Well, I actually make an exception for yeah, absolutely. It's all got to go. Like I every once in a while I would just make myself like a cheese quesadilla or something. And it never was good. I always just felt terrible afterwards. I'm like, how much of this, am I just lactose intolerant? Is that what's going on here? And the spice thing, obviously I love spicy food because I'm a sane human being. But also it's just like, maybe I can just cut that out and my stomach would be 10% better. Yeah, so that's my boring goal, I guess. Should these be more exciting, Cork?
No, I think that's totally fine.
Oh, great. Thank you. All right. So that's
it. You do enjoy eating cheese and spicy food, right?
Of course. Who doesn't?
Yeah. So it's not like you're cutting off, oh, no zucchini for me this month.
Right. Especially it's like, the idea of not having pizza, especially pizza with a little jalapeno on it. You get some pepper flakes on there. Like not having that. Or I'm going to have to be one of those complete freaks that scrapes the cheese off their pizza, which I would rather die.
My wife scrapes the sauce off. Like too many pizzas got too much sauce sometimes. And she puts it on her plate, and I walk over with a spoon later, and I eat every last drop.
That seems like something that'd be really cute and charming, like while you're dating, and then like year 7 into the marriage, you just cringe every time your wife is slowly scraping sauce off her pizza.
Smearing on the armrest of the couch. It's awful. No, it's not that bad.
Anyways, thank you so much for watching or listening to BetterQuest. You can submit your own goal over there in the Discord, or just come up with your own goal outside of the Discord. But if you're looking for a little communal encouragement, head over to that Discord channel. Let us know if you have any questions about how to access the Discord, how it all works. We're happy to answer anything and everything. Jeff Cork, any final thoughts?
No. Hope everyone does good this month.
Hope everyone does good this month, as we always say. Cool. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you next time. Be good, have fun. Let's go.
Bye.
Content like this exists because of you. Thank you so much for subscribing on YouTube, sharing it with a friend, and especially for supporting MinnMax on Patreon. Supporters at any tier on Patreon unlock access to MinnMax's Discord, the friendliest place on the internet, where you can compete in game trivia every month to win prizes with our show Trivia Tower. Thanks so much for watching and sharing our stuff, everybody.